Hello guys, it's Stephen and Phil here, back on FOOTY.COM with yet another video. We've got one that many people probably look back in a long time and think that was quite an iconic era for PSG. The PSG and Jordan crossover continues for the second year. Now you might remember this one from last year. This is the one that was released last year, which was like sold like hotcakes, didn't it? It is. And they've come back this season with the away kit as well. So we're going to take a deep dive into that and give it a review today. But don't forget, if you are new to FOOTY.COM, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've been reviewing absolutely loads of kits, including the PSG home kit and loads more. But Phil, so they're back now 12 months later with the second PSG and Jordan kind of crossover kit. Does this one live up to the hype of the first one from last year? What is your initial thoughts on this?
I think there were a lot of interesting stories with this kit. If you kind of glance over it, you think, it's quite a plain kit. But just a few things immediately jump out. One of them just being the fact that this is an away kit. And of course, last year, that kit there, it was primarily for Europe. I think they only wore it in the Champions League.
Was it a third kit or a fourth kit?
It was. They had a sort of two variants. There was that one and then the white one. And I think it was a bit like a third and fourth kit. But exactly. That was a kit which I think was generally quite well received. Obviously, a lot of people found the Jordan Jumpman quite jarring, which is quite interesting.
So I thought it looked pretty cool, but I can see how some people would. But I think it was very popular because it was iconic, right?
Indeed,
and I think the collection sold so well.
That's the thing. I think it was a really clever release because actually the kit was quite understated. It's apart from the Jumpman, it's quite a nice kit. It's very
simple, isn't it?
Very simple.
What is that? I think it looks very cool.
Yeah, no, I like it as well. I think a lot of people thought, this is kind of sort of against modern football. And it's the kind of where could this lead to?
Where could it lead to? It's just another kit manufacturer. How are they different?
Well, that's the thing. I think with the Jumpman brand, because they're not. Essentially they're obviously under the sort of Nike umbrella. Yeah. But it's interesting to see that maybe a direction that kits go or could go. Because essentially, it opens the door for some interesting collaborations. I think
it all comes from the same place, doesn't it? So it's just branding, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
And broadly speaking, I think it can be a good thing. Where it would go down is if you got kind of sportswear brands involved, then it could go...
As in licensing their thing via a clothing affiliate, just to always get sponsored.
And that would be, but that's another video probably. I guessed it. But for the kit itself, so it's an away kit, so much more prominent. And I think the other thing is just immediately... the colour is probably more of a Jordan colour than it is a PSG colour.
I actually like the colour.
Yeah, it's very strong.
It's an interesting take on, it's like, I like it.
Yeah, and that shade of red, I don't know the exact name.
It's very orangey almost, isn't it, as
well?
So
it's a colour which is associated, I did a bit of reading around it because I must
What's the official name of this colour?
I don't know the official name, but it's definitely... harks back to some of the kind of early 90s Jordan trainers. I couldn't name them for you, but it's very much and if you look back at some of those trainers, and even
pinkety, orangey, reddy, it's all colours at once.
I think it's possibly infrared.
Infrared
is the kind of I think the name I've seen bandied about. And that's the thing. It's not a colour which you'd typically say was a PSG colour. Obviously, they've used red before, but that shade, I think what's clever about what Nike
infrared does say there.
It does infrared, yeah. I think what's really clever is...
It was first introduced, by the way, on the Air Jordan 6. Is that
there we go,
yes. Was correct there? Back in 1991. Wow.
There we go. So I think it's clever that they started last year, because obviously that was the beginning of the partnership. This year, it's a little bit more, I would say, explicitly Jordan, but you can kind of stomach it a bit better, I think, having had last year.
Yeah.
You can see that shade of red there. Obviously, it's only on the kind of trim on the trainers there, but I think it's really good. And to be honest, I think it really makes sense given the home kit, which I think we already reviewed that one.
Yeah, we did. And
that one was quite a sort of patriotic home kit. It was quite PSG. So I like the fact that you've got that sort of home kit with this more Jordan away kit.
The home kit we gave in '82, and that was a decent kit.
So I think as a collection, it feels like quite a good 1-2 punch. And obviously, this is very much on trend, shall we say?
I think it's quite nice. I don't know. I think I like the simplicity of it. I really like the shade of red as well. The collection is mad, which is pretty.
It's great. Those.
I'll put a couple of pages on now, but
the training tops have been getting a lot of traction on social, understandably.
I'm a big fan of that top and back as well there as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's great, and I think the fact that actually as a kit, the sponsor obviously looks really good in the all black, probably better than the home kit where it kind of broke up the pattern. So it looks really nice there. I mean, I love kits with just 2 colours. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah, that's what makes this kit really. Just the two-tone thing.
It says a lot when I think when a kit is sort of strong enough in itself to literally stick to 2 colours. I really like that because a lot of kits, and I think there's probably a misconception that you need kits to be busy to be good. But honestly, I think if you're going down this route, it's really good. Improve it? To be honest, I think the only thing would be maybe some more sort of little details here and there, but like as a kit,
it's one of those things where it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's obviously meant to be simple.
Very simple, and it would probably, if you start adding a few things, it takes away from the clean aesthetic. So I think this kit, if I had to sort of compare it to previous kits, it feels like kind of the direction that, say, the Spurs kit went, but a bit better. I think there's a bit more character.
Well, it's just more, once again, we talked in the Spurs video about the colour scheme, didn't we?
We did,
about how,
exactly.
Like, if you get a good colour scheme, a simple kit can look great. And if you're just blessed with a relatively boring one of Spurs, it's just like white and a bit of navy or whatever.
And I think,
it's one of the things where it's like, but this is infrared, you know.
Infrared, so, yeah. And the final comment on the cuffs, and obviously we've talked a lot about cuffs this year, because at the end of the day, Nike, Adidas, Umbro, a lot of teams are getting in on this sort of cuff and collar design. Inter Milan away-esque.
It's grown on me, actually.
It's good, yeah.
I mean, it has grown on me.
I think we could definitely call it a trend, given that a number of teams have got this look. Incidentally, actually, when we get to Atletico's away kit, it's almost like a reverse of that, actually, in terms of colour. But anyway, really good design.
Here's one thing that'd improve it. Get rid of the Accor Live Limited.
Oh yeah,
just have it. Just have the 2 letters. Yep. Then it looked pretty cool because you just say all.
I like that.
It looked pretty cool.
Very good shout.
But that's the only thing. I think that would just look so much better without that.
Yeah, and actually one thing which is not specific to this kit, but I do think the collar could be a bit better. Well, I haven't said that.
Yeah,
it's got a certain charm.
Right, so we're gonna give it a score. As you can see, the table there, and then next to me, the very busy table. Paris Saint-Germain's home kit got 82, as you mentioned. Then there's a whole bunch of kits similar to this, like Inter Milan's got 87, which is a similar aesthetic. What else had a very similar vibe? We reviewed Real Madrid's. What did we give that? I don't think I put it onto the list yet. I
think it's in the 70s.
The
low 80s, sorry.
Low 80s.
So we got 82 for the home there.
Yeah, and the away kit we gave, I can't remember what it was, but I've got it written on my notes, but it'll be on the screen by the time you read that. But that was very similar. Where are you going to give this one anyway?
Yeah, this one, I like it a lot more than I thought I would. It's definitely not a traditional kit, but actually for what it is, I think it's really strong.
There's some things for it to fight against there, isn't it? Like,
it is. It's really tough.
Inter Milan's home.
And I must say, actually, and this is going to sound very positive, I do actually like it more than the home kit. And I liked the home kit, which is 82. And actually,
the colour doesn't feel familiar to me.
And the thing, it is obviously, again, it's not a traditional PSG kit, but it's a memorable design, a memorable colour scheme. And I think I like it more than, even something like a Bayern Munich home kit, which was an Adidas kit.
Yeah, me too.
I think I like it more than that.
I personally like it more than Hull as well, I think. But
it's right up there. I mean, there's a few kits which we scored
not as much as Inter, though.
That's the thing, not as much as Inter. And I think it's getting a little bit crowded around the mid-80s. I'll give it an 84, though. I do think it is in that conversation.
Although Bayern's home.
And of all, exactly. And of all the kind of clean kits, it's one of the best, I think, of that style. Really memorable.
See why people don't like this jumping, but I just like seeing something that isn't Nike, Adidas, Umbro, or whatever. It just feels to me it's quite refreshing. Yeah. Like I'm all for seeing some different names on shirts and whatever.
It would be fun.
It brings like a bit of, as long as they are into sports. You don't want to see you don't want to see PlayStation via finger, but actually, go for it. But I say, if you had the square, triangle, circle, I would love it. That's what I want to see.
Wow, that's a great shout,
isn't it? Imagine that as a logo.
Shout.
So what makes you
Strong
happy?
tie in there.
That would look class. X, circle, square, finger.
To be fair, we saw last year, didn't we, all the kind of FIFA 4th kit things. I don't think that idea is actually that far off, to be honest.
No, it really isn't. Actually, there you go. Sony licensed some kits from Nike and you designed them and they look class. Brilliant. Maybe not, maybe it's Nintendo ones. Anyway, guys, I'm digressing now big time. Let us know what you make of that score in the comments below. Go and check out the Paris Saint-Germain home kit, which will be on the screen immediately after we finish talking. And for now, subscribe, comment, and all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you very soon.